Hey guys, Brittany Crouse here. I'm just going to go through a quick mindfulness exercise that you guys can use for a behavior strategy. I went to a professional development and learned how to do this from a guy named Bart Van Melik. It's kind of cool. You guys can incorporate it into your morning meetings or circles, whatever you guys do. Mindfulness is being present in a single moment and being aware of what you're feeling emotionally and in your body, and then kind of accepting how you're feeling, and then just kind of working on changing that. The three-step process is going to be doing, first you ask questions, and then you do a movement activity, and then you do a guided meditation. When you're asking the questions, you want to kind of get everybody into a circle, set up the practice, make sure and use some kind of a bell or a chime. You're going to ask a question, then have everyone answer themselves. They can ring the bell or the chime when they're done and then pass it to the next person. Think of themes that you want to increase or decrease in your classroom: trust, anger, talents, judgment, compassion, stress, fear, concentration, any of those kind of things. The goal is going to be mindfulness during those times. So you want to guide the questions towards the root causes of those feelings in students and then how they can maybe take control or work towards it. The next piece is going to be movement. So you want guided, purposeful movement that assists kids in bringing awareness to the sensations that they're feeling in their body. Yoga, stretching, those kind of things are good. Any movement where you're going from slow to like moving faster and then going slower again. And then guide them towards the sensations that they might be having during those times. Be aware of kind of religious restrictions too. Like yoga is considered a religion sometimes, and so some families might have some apprehension for students doing yoga, so you can call it something else or kind of change the way that you present it. Another thing is you might want to have students close their eyes when they're doing certain movements. Make sure that everything that you're doing in this process, you're going to be telling them it's a suggestion. You don't have to do it. If they don't feel comfortable doing it, they can stop at any time and just take a break. So if students are feeling apprehensive about closing their eyes or they've experienced a lot of trauma, that might be something that you want to consider. And then also students' abilities to do the certain movements. The third part is going to be guided meditation. You want to use soft music and guide kids into feeling sensations in their bodies that they're not always aware of. So their heartbeat, listening to their breathing, feeling the air on their skin, the clothing on their skin. Another activity that they did was to think about the warmest part in your body. Maybe it's your feet if you just did a running activity, and then to imagine like a cool breeze blowing on your feet and cooling them off, or think of the coolest part of your body and think about being next to a warm fire and having that part warmed up. Yeah, if you just Google meditation for students, whatever age group you're working with, you should find lots of activities for that. Another consideration is just to make sure that you feel super comfortable teaching about this. Maybe go to a meditation class yourself or look at some stuff online before you decide to incorporate it, because if it's not really authentic, then your kids are going to kind of like, whatever anyways. As soon as the class is done, you want to ask kids how they feel. Remember, the whole goal is to kind of help them in feeling more calm or peaceful or whatever it is that you want to increase. So ask them how they're feeling. They'll usually say something like, oh, I feel much better now, or I feel calmer, or whatever. And then encourage them to just take ownership of that. They did all of the work themselves. You know, all you did was say some words essentially, and they were able to calm and collect themselves, and now they feel, you know, like they're ready to learn. Another thing that you want to consider, if the student is being really disruptive, you can go ahead and just like bring awareness to whatever it is that they're doing. Say they're tapping their feet really loudly. Be like, okay, let's notice what our feet are doing in this moment. Do your feet feel itchy? Do they feel antsy? You know, etc. And then you can go ahead and kind of help students to monitor their own behaviors in that way as well. Awesome. That's been mindfulness. Thanks, guys.